guys overheard my conversation with Doublelift and PewDiePie like 10 minutes ago when I asked them what they're going to play. He said, better ban Heimer, but they then banned it, so I think I got a little trolled.
Now, let's see what the response is going to be instead. The question is whether that Heimer was going to be bot for Caps, mid for Jizuke, or top for Wicked. That's the question I'm actually going to have to ask them later in the day. A little bit of a try-hard ban here from the European representatives with Akali.
And something that we talked about last night, Quick Shot, was will there be flex picks? And given the number of pros in their positions, we have to keep our eyes on the number of available champions that can go into every single role available. Now, so far we've seen pretty standard bans outside of the Heimerdinger, with Lee Sin being taken away from Broxah, the Akali just being taken away because of how strong it is, and Aatrox also being taken away. So I feel like so far, both teams playing it relatively safe outside of some of the more interesting stuff that we have been seeing recently.
Yeah, I mean, oftentimes NA gets accused of being a for-fun region.
It's true.
You know what is really fun?
Tell me.
Winning. So why not ban the champion that the other team is good at? It's fun.
Well, Nico is not yet banned. Yasuo taken off the table. I'm holding my breath.
Yeah, you got, I mean, so Caps.
Ooh.
No, they banned Aurelia! What can Wicked play now?
Okay,
He's
but
got nothing!
Nico, lock it in.
Has to be.
Lock it in.
Has to be. Okay, no surprises there. So let's see what Sneaky's Nico's going to be, because I'm assuming that's going to go mid.
I think it could go top.
It could go anywhere. I mean,
I think Liquor should play it.
PewDiePie could say he's playing it.
I think pick order rules. Top laner gets to play.
Do you think Nightblue has made a thought about a YouTube episode on how to play it in the jungle yet? Because if he has, this would make great. This would make great B-roll.
Oh, it would.
For that episode.
So that's a Jax lock-in already. So some of the cool changes that have happened, while Jax, I believe his ultimate did get nerfed this patch.
Okay.
Largely because of his jungle clear. The Death Dance happened with the changes, which means magic damage can also benefit from him.
Yes.
But also, I know that he's just been a very popular jungler right now. But I wonder where that could actually be going, where they're looking to flex it.
Hey, if I'm guessing, it's definitely top or jungle. The Kalista, you would think, would be for Caps, although
He's going to play that
we
into double
weren't
lift.
expecting him to play a Marvin, so they could be playing some tricks on us.
Well, listen, I mean, we were expecting Caps to go mid, but he's on a team now where mid or ADC doesn't matter, and maybe everybody's swapping around.
3 mid laners on his team.
It's EU is basically solo laners, because No Way for You also is a former solo laner, plays mid and top experience. NA is predominantly AD carries.
Yeah.
And of course, the Lucian has been locked in, so...
I mean, listen, I know the internet's been having some debates lately about whether or not 80 carry is strong or not. If there were 3 80 carries on one side and 3 mid laners on the other, I think this will show what role is better.
Yeah, it will for sure prove it.
It's definitive.
NA are going full tryhard right now with the Lucian drawn down towards the bot side of the map. Considered one of the strongest lanes right now. Lucian is a massive lane bully. There's a longer laning phase because of the turret planing as well. And Doublelift and PewDiePie they clearly just want to smash on.
Yeah, and what I want to do, I'm going to jump in really quickly and say, I don't care if they're going try-hard. We're using it in a derogatory way, and I want to reposition it.
Yeah.
They are playing to win.
Oh, they are.
I need to see what PewDiePie's Braum looks like in a professional setting against Caps in No Way.
Yeah, winning is fun. Try hard is also synonymous with success.
It's true.
So I'm
So
okay with successful try hard teams at all times.
All right, EU definitely having some fun with this one. Jax, Kalista, Cassiopeia, and the first ban off the table is going to be a Talia. I wasn't expecting that because I thought she'd been hit with a nerf bat pretty hard.
In my notes, I was convinced that she was dead now. She has had another pretty significant change, but EU clearly still showing their respect towards NA. Could go in the jungle or mid lane position. Maybe they want to try and limit the number of options for Sneaky in the middle lane, try and pinch that role.
Yeah, we also don't know if Sneaky's just going to play Nico mid. Like with Liquor just being a bro and allowing him to play what I expect to be a very strong champion if he's had time to play a few games on it.
Very eloquently put there, Jet. Phase 2 just rounding out. Nocturne removed off the table as well as the brand by North America. So Europe are now going to have another shot at the Phase 2. We're going to figure out what's going in that support role and whether or not that Jax is going to go top or jungle. Where would you like it to go based on what we're seeing?
Well, so far, I think... So I'm expecting the Nico to be in the jungle, in which case I would want the Jax in the jungle against it. But what I really want to see from EU is either the Xerath or the Vel'Koz locked in for No Way, because in the ESL Meisterschaft, where No Way does play, he's known as the German aim botter because of how accurate he is with these skill shot champions. So I'd like to see him go towards that. or will he go for other kind of skill shot?
Oh, baby. The old school Kalista Blitzcrank. This is going to be very, very fun.
All right.
Surely, that's got to be Caps in no way
It has to be.
down there.
Yeah, that's what I think.
You can, in less competitive environments, throw Kalista in solo lanes and bind with the jungler or
Yes,
something.
I have seen that.
But you lose a lot of effective power because of that. I really just want to see in these two picks where NA is actually going, because now Sneaky could be playing Ezreal mid and they're just going to stack Marksman on there. So you can play Lucian mid too, but I think
that's
I think it would be Sneaky's Ezreal.
I think that makes, I can agree with that. And then are we inclined to think that the Nico is in jungle? Because when I think of Nightblue, to me he was someone that often was quite creative with his jungle choices. He never liked the conventional stuff. I remember a lot of his Pantheons and Rengars. All right, now I'm really confused. So it is Nico jungle. It has to be Nico jungle. Lucian top, LeBlanc mid.
Well, gentlemen, this is why I have two analysts next to me, because I haven't got a clue what direction this is going. But if this is Sneaky's LeBlanc, chat, how does it compare to Sneaky's Zed?
Roughly the same, I think.
So what was the 38% win rate?
I just love the number of clones that they're going to have on the...
Oh my god, you're right. You're right.
Where's the Shaco as well? That really just rounded it out.
Okay, well, the team comp is now rounded out on the side of EU. They've locked in the Jin Zhao, so expect that to be in the jungle. Jack's top. This is the easiest prediction. On the assumption, Kalista and Cassiopeia swap.
Yes.
We've got a few seconds to go before NA...
So remember, you could still lane swap. You could put Caps mid and Jizuke bot if they suddenly decided in draft that he was the better Kalista.
Who would be a better AD carry, Jizuke or Caps?
Well, I think if Caps is already planning his 2020 plan, then maybe he would be better off going AD carry.
There it is.
But yeah, I think that him on Kalista, maybe he's learned a thing or two from Perks. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, you guys were right about Nightblue playing Nico in the jungle as well. I think a lot of theory crafters like that because of the ability to come to lane disguised as a different champion and not necessarily have that champion already revealed on the map, because that's an easy tell. But I do think it is a better solo lane champion, and the early clear speed between a world finalist Xin Zhao versus the first time Nico jungler in Nightblue might be a little imbalanced.
I also have to jump on this. I actually caught up with Broxah just before the game started and said to him that if you die to a YouTube content creator as a world finalist jungler, then I will not forgive you. Now he's coming up against a guy who's so forward-thinking that Nightblue is already planning his next content piece.
Yeah, already.
He's already thinking about what the headline will be. Will it be in celebration or will it be in disappointment?
Yeah.
This is the game that'll determine.
Yeah, OMG, look what happened when Nightblue played World Semifinalist. You won't believe it.
There we go.
OP unbanned available.
I cannot wait to see if he pulls up the combos. We are loading up into our first game here on Summoner's Rift. It is the 2018 All-Star event, North America taking on Europe. And we'll keep a close eye on Nightblue, who is running Dark
Chat's
Harvest.
enabled. Chat's enabled.
The jungle.
Move it up, I want to read the chat.
We'll have to see whether or not there is...
If I only knew you played LeBlanc.
Oh, this feels a bit risky to me. Let's see whether or not... Let's see whether or not Sneaky can handle Jizuke.
Oh, see, they know. They're familiar with the level 1 strats. So they've already given away their level 1 positioning. EU at the disadvantage here. But for North America, I think we need to talk a little bit about their comps, Jack, because when I look at this comp from NA, I think not very good. Now, the reason why I say that is because I don't think they have a lot of engage. They don't really have much of a front line. And I think they're very reliant on their pretty much solo lane carry potential.
Okay.
What do you think? What are your thoughts?
Sure. I think that's pretty good. I mean, if they win, it's Nico empowered, just tons of damage. Because there's not really a tank on the EU side. It's just the fact that it is All-Star, and I don't think these guys are necessarily going for the best cohesive team composition. We're going to be tracking a lot of what Nico's doing here, and I really want to pay attention to where No Way goes, because Blitzcrank against a tankless team is a beast if his skill shots are on point.
Wait, what are they doing right now?
And remember, No Way was called the aimbotter in the European Regional League.
True.
Various, what was it that you were noticing just a moment ago?
They were just sitting in the Drake pit, and I thought that they might be up to something sneaky, but it looks like that staying in the mid lane, and they're not going to pull anything off for the time being.
Alright, Sneaky's going to dash forward there with the distortion onto Shizuke. Try to put some pressure onto him, and Broxah waiting in the wings. Now I'm looking at the minimap. Nightblue's down in his Krugs. The bottom half of the map, and Broxah's invaded. He's going to the chickens. He's placed himself a ward. And Nightblue is over two. He's a little on his right. I don't think he wants that fight.
He's got to be super cautious. Ooh, double from Spike, but he's missed his flash hook. So
Alright, defensive flash. There goes Cap. He's looking for something onto Cutie Pie. Cutie Pie forced to summon a spell away. Heal is up. So at the end of the day, it's 4 summoners to 2. No flashes in the bottom lane. There are some juicy, juicy targets.
yeah, I mean, especially with Broxah having control of the jungle right here. Although it is just a level 2 Xin Zhao, and since they're already under their turret, he doesn't have much to do. The fact that Nightblue avoided the invade, I think actually puts him in a decent spot. It's just bot lane really has to get out of this no summoner turret wave crashing into the turret. Remember, turrets, not only do they have plating now, they do more damage, so early game dives like this are more dangerous.
Yeah, don't dive. I don't think that's a very good idea. Even with no summoner spells, Licorice has the teleport. Remember, you can't cancel a teleport now on the most recent patch. Can still be interrupted. But outside of that, and I think it's sort of what we expected with an Ezreal Braum lane, not quite as powerhouse as the Lucian lane, but we do now see Nico heading up towards the top side of the map.
Oh, Sneaky with a really good trade onto Jizuke. And I definitely find I'm more emotionally invested in this game than I thought I was going to be in the first few minutes as it's loaded up. And of course, it's Nightblue.
It's an Ezreal.
That is hiding is Ezreal. Of course, that glowing particle effect is thanks to the passive.
So, I was just about to ping our producers to say, hey, I think there's a bug in the game because there's 2 Ezreal icons. I didn't realize
you really?
The icon changes when he goes in. I didn't realize.
Wow, hold that thought for a second. As Sneaky's now running for his life. Ignite on the poison.
That is a real one.
First, oh, he got a blood. Sneaky dives underneath. He does get one back onto Jizuke. They trade kills with the ignites.
I'm okay with that when you're putting Sneaky LeBlanc up against Jizuke. He's also got a CS lead. Now Nightblue gets to get some more experience in the mid lane on Nico. I want to see Nightblue hit level 6. Because I will say, the 250 base damage stunning Nico ultimate, where you can hide the first 1.25 seconds of the channel time if you are camouflaged as another allied champion, is something I really do want to see one-shot someone.
Okay, which lane would be the most likely? That'll be an interesting question. Whether or not Nightblue can find himself an opportunity.
Well, I think mid is the easy choice right now, given that there are no summoner spells available on Jizuke. Sneaky still has his flash. He is playing LeBlanc, really good gank setup champion. And I think that there's just a lot of options to play around that lane. And meanwhile, on the top side of the map, this is one of the interesting narratives I wanted to look at because it's kind of like old versus new. Young rookie of Licorice had a fantastic first year in pro play versus Wicked, who was a legend in Europe, but kind of slowly started to taper off. This is like the first time we've seen him in pro play for quite a while, and so far he's struggling against the young blood of Licorice.
I mean, Lucian into Jax. I think
Yeah,
that's
that
it's
is
a little
fair.
fair there. All right?
Yeah. He's allowed.
Give him some credit. Whether or not Rox is going to come help them out or not at any moment of time. For now, Rox is actually camping down this bottom lane. Double lifting Cutie, no flash, remember. No way needs to find a target. Catches onto Cutie Pie. Power fist to the face, and that's an easy secure. For the European representatives, they are still down 800 or 900 gold thanks to those CS differences. So EU needs more kills.
I would have liked a little bit more cooperation for Doublelift there to give I'm a Cutie Pie a target to jump to. Now Doublelift without shift and without flash does have to bail.
But here comes Licorice though, and up in the top lane, Culling, wicked flash sideways, buddy. Jumps right back into the bullets. Licorice gets himself a solo kill on the Grandpa in the top lane. Now Sneaky with the roam. Rox is down to 300. Rocket Crab into Power Fist. No way's dropping low. He's getting chunked up by Doublelift. Now there's 2 members of EU in trouble. No way's going to be in trouble. He's chunked down. Sneaky gets the kill. And NA, they get themselves a reply. 3 kills to 2, and they're in the gold lead as well.
This is a big gold lead, dude.
Yeah, really big.
Double the CS and a kill in the top lane. That's where this game's really going to break open. Licorice already taunting him, successfully gets him to jump in. By the way, it's level 6 versus 5, dude.
That was the big mistake there. Wicked, he fell for the bait. Licorice, he drew him in with the swagger, and he ends up finding that kill, and also did did take down? Yeah, he did take a plate up towards the top lane as well, so that contributed to that extra bit of gold that NA is sitting with. And while things looked pretty positive for EU in the early game, things are starting to go in NA's favor.
It's long con. It's long con. Look at the scoreboard there, Vedius. There's a 450 gold bounty on Sneaky's head starting to build up. I'm sure it's a double bluff. EU are just pulling NA where they want them, and then they'll grab those bounties and bounce back.
They're waiting for the late game.
I give it 35% odds at the moment. But EU, they're down nearly 2,000 gold. And every single lane is in a little bit of trouble. But Broxah, what can he do?
Takes a lot of damage, gets his passive out. Still flash on Sneaky. Do you want to talk quickly about turret plating as well? It's going to be up until 14 minutes. Every plate gives 160 gold. Turrets start the game with 40 armor and magic resist, but every plate has 30 more armor and magic resist, so the next plate is always going to be harder to break, but you get a lot of gold if you can break down a lot of these plates early, and I think that is why Broxah is looking up top, but a full health Flash Evolution is going to be very difficult to dive.
Jizuke's there as well, though.
As soon as you bring
They're going!
a lot easier.
Okay, let's take a look at this. This is the flash engage. Miasma comes up. Jizuke! Licorice gets a reply back. Wicked needs to walk sideways, not just backwards, buddy. Fate's call from Caps. That saved no way in the bottom lane. It ends up being a 1-for-1, but in a 1 versus 3.
Licorice doing a fantastic job of surviving there. And now a clone. He's going to show up in the bot lane.
They literally just kill Lucian. If you want to be sneaky,
No, you have to be LeBlanc if you want to be sneaky. And they're just going to take away all the play.
Oh, Nightblue, he's really nervous, right?
Oh, he's full HP!
Remember the passive, it replicates the HP in the top lane, baiting both No Way and the casters, taking it out under the tower. Now Tower's going to trigger, turn around onto Double Lift. He's down to 200 HP, flashes over the wall. Caps has got nothing with him. He doesn't get the PS either. PewDiePie flashes himself over into the jungle of the European representatives, and here comes Sneaky now. He's looking for another. Broxah jumps onto PewDiePie. That's at least the 4th kill for EU. Nightblue running for his life as Broxah is trying to find himself another target. And EU, they're keeping themselves in touching distance, but they're still behind the game.
They certainly are. I mean, NA seem to have an answer. They see the dive happening top lane. Immediately they head towards bot. Sneaky's already making his way and he's looking for a kill.
Sneaky's going to get capped in just a moment or two. Very easily secured. As Sneaky is 3-1-0 on that mid lane LeBlanc, a 600 gold bounty.
is it possible that instead of Sneaky cosplaying, Faker is actually cosplaying as Sneaky in this game?
It's All-Star, anything is possible.
It's very true.
3-1 against a pro mid lane Cassiopeia? I gotta hand it to Sneaky, he's doing great.
It would make me feel a whole lot better as a European Shellcaster if that were the case.
Hey, Sneaky is a world semi-finalist. You can't forget that, right? And he just got another kill off onto Caps, right? And so it's a bit of revenge, saying that I can play mid better than you can play AD carry. This is a statement game for Sneaky moving into 2019.
He did play mid lane for C9 Academy when they eventually went on to win a Worlds. This isn't real.
No, this isn't. Faker's given the keyboard back.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Here comes Nightblue. Now Nightblue's in trouble. Look at the Twin Fang! The Twin Fang is obliterating him. OMG, Riot OP. And Jizuke takes down Nico. Not quite the explosive Nico we were hoping for. Arcane shift from Double is very well timed after the rocket grab. Here comes No Way. Looking for the power fist. It's a slightly messy exchange, but hasn't resulted in a kill. Gentlemen, there's more action up top. 10 minutes on the clock. 12 kills in the game. And a defensive flash from Licorice gets him to safety. And of course, the big bounty secured by Jizuke in the solo kill.
I was a lot happier about 45 seconds ago. Because this game just turned completely around. And then another hook onto PewDiePie. They're going to get a lot of poke here.
All right, take a look at the damage going back and forth.
Nice.
Very nice.
Running for his life. Double Lift is in a little bit of trouble. So is PewDiePie. They're split up. The red does so much work. And
another kill,
double.
right?
Caps and Noe just 2v2 killed two of the best North American AD carries. Fantastic stuff from the EU bot lane.
And of course, in the mid lane, Sneaky and Licorice, they got themselves a kill back onto Jizuke. They secured his bounty as well.
All right, Acer Predator replay right here. You can see Jizuke 1v2 kills. stop.
He was killed.
This is not the replay of the time where he 1v2 killed both of them.
But you can already see the title of Night Blue's next video, can't you? You know, Cassio, so strong, needs 2 champions to kill.
Well, by the way, thanks to those kills that Europe picked up, they've now closed that gold gap. It was nearing 2K. Noway's going to look for the rocket grab. He's going to find it. Very nicely done. Sneaky can't dodge. And despite Night Blue showing up, it's too little, it's too late. EU are now 9 kills to 7 up. There's bounties for Broxah and Caps, and they've turned this around a little. Counter-Strike will find a stun. Licorice with a dash and a dodge. A little bit of an observer glitch there, so to speak.
Yeah, and this is also the type of game you expect from an all-star event where people are willing to take a lot of risks. And also it does show some of the things that the new bounty system has contributed to. So bounties stack up a little bit faster now, especially when you start getting 3 kills, and once you have a 2-kill bounty, it's displayed on the scoreboard. So Brox has gotten 2 kills in a row, and Caps has gotten 2 kills in a row. So what happens when you have a lead, even though there are more ways to generate gold through turret plating and farm, which can also contribute to your bounties, if you don't play properly around those leads, the game does neutralize a lot faster. So what happened here is NA jumped out to an early lead, but then the people with a lot of kills and a lot of gold were a little bit foolish, gave the kills back, and suddenly we have reached parity in the game once again.
A little bit foolish. I really think that's well put. The first dragons picked up. All the dragons, of course, have been buffed in the early stages of the game. Ocean is just a little bit stronger. The respawn times between drakes is now going to be 5 minutes instead of 6. The next one, being Infernal, is going to be very hotly contested. Great rocket grab onto Double Lift. You know, for such a top-tier AD carry, that is inexcusable. Caps gets out. Night Blue gets a reply. Teleports are going to start to be counted. Remember, they cannot be cancelled. Wicked is looking for a reply back, but realize this is not the fight he wants. He leap strikes over to the ward in the back. And while all that's going on, Jizuke shoving in this mid lane, taking plating after plating. 14 minutes is getting close. Point blank, petrifying gaze. Jizuke read sneaky like a book.
Oh, he certainly did, and EU once again. And to back, Broxah gets very low as he tanked 1 too many tower shots. The turret plating is about to disappear now. And just as the tower goes down, so North America will secure the first blood tower bonus, and the game is surprisingly even. We've now seen 20 kills across the board. Really good stuff there from Night Blue to compensate for the big mistake that Double Lift made down towards the bot side of the map.
Yeah, we're about double the pace of a pro game, one would say. We're at about 1.4 combined kills per minute here. First turret gold is less than it was in previous patches because turret plating exists. So instead of a bonus 300 gold, NA only got a bonus 150 gold for killing that turret, but it's because they had already pillaged the plating off of the turret.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, North America is still going to be pretty happy. This is about the time that I'd start asking a question like, who do we prefer in the mid-game and late game? I don't know if that's a fair question right now, Vidius, but look, Noway and Caps, they've already swapped and they're pushing into the top tower.
Well, I mean, one of the easiest things you can do to answer that question, quick shot, is look at some of the items. If you look across the board for EU, they are pretty stacked with the Ludens already completed, and you also have the Oblivion Orb done for Jizuke, level 11 as well. And for Caps, he's finished the Blade of the Ruin King, he's got the Berserker's Greaves too, and they're doing very well in terms of farm and experience. The bigger deal is that Wicked has now caught up to Licorice in terms of farm, and while the Trinity Force is not yet completed, it's a lot better of a state for EU in this current mid-game.
And you also have to look in close games like this where everyone's kind of scattered around the map. Who has the better initiation? So when they do find someone who can actually get a fight, just missed the combo.
Look at that. So close, but so far. I'm a Cutie Pie gets taken down. Caps is going to escape with his life. Broxah just out of range of the chains. Jizuke takes a full face
That
of
could
the
be big.
College. Here comes Night Blue. The Pop Blossom stun. That's enough for one. Now North America on the retreat. Caps gets chunked down by the Mystic Shot, trying to find a kill onto Licorice as the flash comes in from Noway for the assist. Europe, they get themselves 2 for the cost of 1.
It looked like a big ultimate from Night Blue, but Europe were able to turn it around. Really good stuff there from Wicked, being able to pick up that escape kill coming out from Night Blue, and EU still walk away with the greater numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that did show that you can initiate with Nico. The follow-up just wasn't there.
Yeah.
We were joking earlier, Vedius, about like, why does the 650 base damage ultimate with a 1.3 ratio also stun? And I'm like, well, in case they're not dead, and then they didn't die, and then Nightblue still did die. So you can understand there is some vulnerability taking AP Champions in the middle. So they did get a good amount of pull onto PewDiePie, but it wasn't, I believe, the full shot from the Kalista Blitzcrank. That gets PewDiePie, and then NA still tries to go for a fight, even though they are already down their support, so no tank for the initiation. Watch this nice three-man stun, gets the shield, but we got more action coming up right now.
Oh, we do indeed. Doublelift and PewDiePie, are they surrounding Caps? So no way. That's another rocket grab to the face of PewDiePie. But Caps doesn't seem interested for now. The static field comes out. Here comes Nightblue. There's Bob managing to find the stun. No way gets taken down. Remember, he started that fight. North America going to be happy with that. We still have gold parity. Nightblue goes up, goes down, pops Caps. And that's 2 quick kills for North America. The bottom lane for Europe, letting the side down, Vedius.
Yeah, they made some big mistakes there, and Nightblue coming up clutch. This guy has really been saving the game for North America. When we've seen a couple of individual mistakes from some of the members, he's the guy that's been able to turn around these fights, pick up a couple of those kills, and he does it once again, as we see the mid laners trading once more.
Oh, but I mean, Jizuke's hitting real hard. I think that was like
hard.
2 Twin Fangs take 60-70% of Sneaky's HP.
That's 2 completed items there, quick shot, with both the Morellonomicon and the Loon's Echo, means that this Cassio will be hitting like a truck, and now Licorice perhaps getting collapsed upon by 3 members.
At the mini-map, here comes Broxah. Licorice gets a lot of damage onto Wicked. That's a defensive flash already.
All right.
Europe will be happy with that. They don't chase further. I mean, I'm a bit disappointed. I wanted the dive. I thought they were going to go for it, but I'll let it slide.
Well, what they really wanted was control over the river so they could work towards this Infernal Drake. Remember, it is buffed in the early levels, so securing one is a big deal.
Yeah, 10% attack damage and ability power, which when you have a 4 carry lineup on both sides is really important. And they got the control ward, they bailed. So
yeah.
Caps is up top lane on Kalista, but as we said, Jizuke is going to have a big impact later on in this game. And he's got everyone down here, so they should be able to acquire it.
Oh, Rocket Crab doesn't find a target. PewDiePie goes in, puts the Glacial Fissure down. No Way's in a little bit of trouble. Nightblue's already used that pop block. Gets a stun into Brox and Jizuke, but there's no follow-up. There's nobody to work with him. Wicked and Caps are like, bro, we don't care, because Caps is up top, Wicked's down bottom. Jizuke will get himself a reply. The poison is ticking on PewDiePie. Is it enough to kill him? One more tick. It's not there. And PewDiePie, the greatest AD carry in this game, survives.
Has done such a great job of clicking his ultimate at the beginning of Sneaky's distortion catch. So when he arrives, he's getting the Petrify from that petrifying gaze. Yes, he did die, but he's always taking someone with him. So 5 kills, equaling Sneaky, but 40 more CS, I think, making him, if we tab to the gold, the wealthiest player in this game. 500 gold over Doublelift, keeping it neck and neck, and the Infernal Drake remains.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very close game back and forth, and one thing I'm learning more about Neeko is her ultimate on paper looked very strong. It looked like it could really be game-changing, but if you don't have the follow-up...
So Neeko with 280 carries and Assassin.
It's not enough.
You're not a fan. No Way once again bites off way more than he can shoot. For a man who is meant to have aimbot skills, 0, 6, and 8 on this Blitzcrank. It looked good in lane, but I'm not finding the faith as we're moving into lane.
Well, he's definitely getting the bot part right. We just still need to figure out where the aim is coming through. But as the game progresses, he is the largest contributor of deaths, which is pretty good for the side of EU. When you still look at Broxah has a fantastic scoreline. The Trinity Force is now done for him. Wicked as well, completing the Trinity Force. So some of the big carries on the side of Europe are still looking very good, but NA still holds on to that gold lead.
Yeah, and I think we're actually seeing how difficult it can be to off-roll support when you have a lot of other pro players on their main roles.
Yeah.
The responsibilities in this even changed vision game are leading to a lot of death.
Oh, look at that petrifying gaze. Pixel perfect once again. As soon as Licorice used that dash, Jizuke could be the man that saves this for Europe. We're 20 minutes in. Baron is now up. Reminder that Baron also spawns 1 minute earlier. Once we get to Alda, that is also a minute earlier in the new preseason. But more importantly, as the minions are now starting to scale up, starting to get stronger, we get our first glimpse on how the mid to late game minions will start to impact the wave pressure and how teams will look to win the game. That rocket grab just went wide, Jat. But they don't care. Walk straight into him and punch PewDiePie in the face.
He might have. You're going to ask, what was he thinking? Because you see a Blitzcrank hook, and Then you walk into the Blitzcrank hook. Nice shift. They're actually going for a
that's huge. Here comes Night Blue.
Sure.
There's a true shot barrage. Oh, Sneaky's blown up. He takes one with him, though. Manages to get the kill onto Cap. That's a dashboard from Broxah. An arcade shift away, and it's a shutdown onto Double Lift. Broxah continues to wrap up. Whoa! That was close. Licorice manages to escape, and he's going to start channeling the culling. That's the flash forward. The power fist knocks Licorice into the air. That's one in reply before he's shut down. A delayed ace on the side of Europe, but it's enough to stop the Baron.
Wow, that was a lot of stuff that just happened as EU had river control and a good shove in the top lane, so NA wasn't grouped. Cutie Pie sees the hook pass and goes, I may as well figure out where that came from because the hook wasn't clear enough. Finds out it is a team.
He didn't have vision. He didn't have vision, okay? He was just looking for vision.
It's the classic NA it's just the classic support. The classic support. I apologize. I need to ward, guys. Come with me. But no one covered him. Now, Night Blue, he landed a beautiful 3-man ultimate, but again, no follow-up. This is really his team's fault, because he's giving them everything that they could need, but they're not there to help him out.
Yeah, Baron saved by Licorice after EU had pulled off a series of good plays. I think what we are seeing about NiKo is in a more highly coordinated environment, that ult is very landable.
Yes.
So a lot of people were saying, hey, it does so much damage, has a huge AP ratio, but it's really hard to land. You're able to disguise it very well when you're camouflaged, and the fact that you can flash your zonies in with it makes it very possible to get 3- and 5-man stuns, as Night Blue has done this game. Again, camouflaged as Ezreal. Which one's real? The one not using skills.
It's really frustrating to guess what the HP is underneath that skinned NiKo passive. And of course, Night Blue is now glistening there, pretending to be Double Lift. By the way, 900 gold bounty on Broxah, 618 on a world meta jungler for a world finalist jungler. He's doing what you would expect. He's doing work.
Yeah, he felt really scared after you gave him that comment, Quickshot.
He actually said to me, did you really need to remind me of the final? And I did feel bad. I did feel bad, but it's true.
And Wicked being 5-1 after basically having his CS doubled and getting solo killed in the early game should be called out. Like, that's very impressive. We got a bunch of pro players. We got 2 world finalists, 1 world semifinals, and then Wicked, who's been streaming for like 3 years and playing in some non-LCS organized play. So
yeah, he tried Challenger. He tried.
He's done what CLG EU were known for and is relying on the late game.
Yeah.
He knew that laning phase he was never going to win, so he's like, all right, I'll scale. But then to be fair, like Licorice has really been the big hope for this NA squad so far. He's been the one that stopped the Baron. He was a large part of their early game gold lead. And on this Lucian, while it can get harder to carry in the later stages of the game, he is still very strong at this point. He may just struggle against the Trinity Force team at Jax that's now prime ready to go.
If Licorice turns this game around, there's not a, I think there's an argument to be made that this would be the performance that solidifies him as the best top laner that North America has ever produced.
Could be.
If they can, come
shutting down Wicked, yeah,
exactly.
I agree.
Years and years of experience, and
I don't know how to respond to that.
All right, let's see what Wicked can do. He's down a level. He's going to run away. All right,
he's running away.
I was waiting.
His young bones are too springy for me to handle.
Smart play. Smart play. What do? Everyone's missing.
All right, so what is in terms of next move? Dragon's about to spawn. Baron is available. Neither team really wants to run the risk of Baron because we talked about it. No primary tank, very squishy. Sneaky actually looking for a play on bot.
All right, the chain will find Wicked. He's going to need to pop that counter strike. Will block some damage. Gets a little bit of chunk onto Licorice. That's a fair amount of damage.
But Baron, Cassio does Baron very fast. No Mountain Drake will be a little bit slower. The ult scouts them. Cutie Pie can't sacrifice himself.
Again,
no problem.
Not going to do it this time, though. Baron has been interrupted. Looking at the mini-map, Double Lift and Sneaky have made way back to mid. 40 kills in this game at 25.5 minutes. Wait. And, of course, that is Night Blue, who's pretending to be Licorice inside the jungle.
See, now, because Europe didn't commit to the Baron, and they have priority on mid lane and on bot, so they're the ones with most of the map control, and they will spot out Europe once again on this Baron. Kalista and Cassio, very quick Baron take.
Oh, Night Blue with that Pop Blossom in the pit. This could be game-changing. Looking for an opportunity. The Tangle Bombs goes out. Cactus already flashed. Night Blue is blown up. He doesn't manage to find a proper target. Baron is secured. Caps gets it with the Ren. Teleports being channeled. Wicked is respawned. He's rejoined the fight. A new challenger appears. And NA are routed and running for their lives. Doublelift does manage to take down Caps. And just as I misspeak, it's North America that turn the fight around. Brox is in so much trouble. He gets bopped over to the blue buff. And here comes Licorice. He's going to find himself a shutdown. And only Jizuke remains. He's low on mana. He can't get the Fangs. And Europe will get ace after they secure themselves Baron.
And Baron no more at this point because they were able to kill all 5 players. It looked like EU had made a good play by securing it, blocking any entrance they could with the Miasma, but they took so much damage from Baron in what was already a 4v5, and it could have.
And keep your eyes on the mobility that North American squad has, because with the dashes from Braum and LeBlanc and Ezreal, what they largely do is just chip away at this European squad. They can't actually lock anyone down, and so as EU's overcommitting, you see Doublelift jumping onto the backline, you see Sneaky using the chains to lock them down, and they can gradually just take apart each of the EU members and find themselves 4 easy kills.
Yeah, and with Licorice getting the 900 gold shutdown onto Broxah, you can add that to the 650 gold shutdown he had onto Wicked, and he has gotten very strong very quickly.
A full rapid fire.
And this Mountain Drake that they have just secured, which now gives them 16% true damage on objectives, up from 10%, which was in the previous season. Actually, the combination of Drakes having one of each is very ideal for NA.
Yeah, they got themselves a rapid fire cannon and a BF sword there, Vedius, into Licorice's back pockets. They're up 3,000 gold. And you know what? It is a for fun game mode, okay? Get
in there early. Oh, he's coming out early. He's like...
just in case.
A second ago, you're talking about solidifying yourself as the best offense of all time. And now you're like, nah, we're just having fun.
We're just having fun, guys. Look, no, Quick Shot, we committed. If North America wins this, we know what it means. But we know about Europe in the late game, Quick Shot.
Okay.
That is their bread and butter. They have CLGEU Wicked on that team.
Looks like we're going to try and see a fight from EU. No, wait, no!
Oh, the Ballista works on the Sneaky for a second. Here comes the Pop Blossom. And it's just only to catch on Wicked, though. The rest of EU, they've split up the fight. And on the skirmishes, I think EU are in trouble. A very good Petrifying Gaze takes down Licorice. Jizuke saves himself with another pixel-perfect ultimate. That's, of course, Nico firing out those barbs. Not going to find the route, and now EU's on the offensive.
Yeah, Nightblue only got one with his ultimate, and it turned into an extremely scattered fight. So now it is actually a 5v3, and even though you don't have Baron, non-Baron minions are much stronger now, including cannon minions, which take 13 turret shots to kill at this stage of the game from the inhibitor turret.
Vedius, Jack, Europe are back! Caps is on the offensive as the mid lane inhibitor is going to go down. Wicked is trying to catch out Sneaky, unable to do so. Hops away. It gets dropped down by Doublelift just on the way out. Doublelift's up to 750 gold bounty, 6, 3, and 6. No way, does not find a target. I'm following Doublelift. True Shot Barrage is available. We've zoomed in on the Pajama Party. He's going to get slowed down. Arcane Shift will be up in just a moment. Going to jump away. Fires out the True Shot, gets himself one. That was just disappointing, Caps. You should have seen that one coming.
And this is one of the things we're yet to talk about. All the Ezreal changes. This is the first time we've seen the new Ezreal in a competitive match. And with the W increased damage, how it's slightly different. But the bigger one is the True Shot Barrage. Now the damage doesn't get reduced by going through the minions. So Caps, he took the full brunt of that, which is why they were able to find the kill.
Do it, PewDiePie. Do it. Oh, okay. I was looking, it didn't have flash. I think if PewDiePie had flash, he may have gone over the wall. But nevertheless, Doublelift using the True Shot Barrage to pick up the kill. And the Super's going down middle, but it still feels like North America has got a very good shot here.
Yeah, and I do have to say the game has accelerated post 25 minutes when we're talking about Season 8 versus 2019, which is the season we're going to be moving into. You get a cannon minion every wave post 25 minutes. That used to only happen post 35 minutes. Melee minions, by the way, have 80 attack damage now. They used to have 12. As far as their max AD. So if you leave a minion wave unattended, it can absolutely destroy a turret on its own without the Baron buff. They also have more move speed later on in the game, so you have to be very attentive to your minion waves. And even though the game is very close right now, if you misstep, the other team can take a lot of advantages off of that misstep.
It'll also be very interesting to see how quickly teams and players can adapt to the new pace of the late game. It is years and years of expectations that the minions are going to move at a certain pace. Now they're going to learn that and adapt to it. We'll see whether or not Europe can use this late game advantage, this late game strength that they have not only in their team comp, but also with the super minions down the mid lane to their advantage. Licorice is doing all that he can to save this, by the way. 7-5-3. Got himself that QSS, got himself level 16. And he
fast that super minion was attacked. Their attack speed went up too, by the way. Smack you dead real fast.
So Baron is now spawning in about 35 seconds. Mandrake will be up in about a minute, and that'll probably be the next big objective that we see a fight for. And one of the things we've got to identify is that when NA are finding kills, it's when the fights are a lot more split up, when it's more about skirmishing, the 1v1s, 2v2s, 3v3s, because with their mobility, with their dueling prowess that they have with all the champions in their kit, they are very strong. But when EU is grouped up as a 5, when they're able to play the full-on 5v5, that comp just synergizes a little bit better, which better enables them to win out on these fights. So EU want that 5v5, NA, they want to try and spread apart these fights.
Yeah, my eyes are on Jizuke for EU and actually Doublelift for NA, because he has just completed the double tier on the Ezreal, so he's pumping out a huge amount of damage. Licorice can do well here, but they get a hook right now.
That's so nicely done. Nightblue gets pulled all the way backwards, and this time around the Ballista combo worked out perfectly. Noe and Caps, they find a key target. Sneaky's going to use that distortion.
Another
the
hook.
rocket grab catches out into Licorice. He has flash available. He gets over the wall, but now Doublelift is joined. It's a 5 versus 4 in the Baron pits.
Jizuke saw that flash into the wall, but
rocket grab catches Doublelift, but he primed the arcane shift. PewDiePie's looking for a target, but he's got no ultimate.
But look at all the poke coming out from Doublelift and Sneaky. They're just keeping EU at arm's length. Another hook!
Oh, there we go. Arcane shift just available for Doublelift. He forced to use the QSS, or the Mercurial in this case. Jizuke gets chunked up at the True Shot Barrage, and in a 4 versus 5, Europe are pushed out of the pit.
They're just keeping EU at arm's length at all costs. NA playing towards their comp win conditions very clearly, and now they're the ones with mid lane control. They're the ones that can set up the vision, but funnily enough, I'm a PewDiePie. Cloth armor instead of control wards. Wouldn't have it any other way if we're being honest, but
That is, if you can only buy 2 control wards, is it even worth the spot?
Exactly. Broxah now looking for the potential steal.
Okay, can he do it? The Mountain Drake is secured. First one for Europe. That will deny the second stack by North America. Into the pit. No steal this time around. Nightblue secures it. Now Europe are running for their lives. Brox has done a lot of damage with the True Shot Barrage. Flies across Europe. It destroys their HP bars. Noe gets at least a kill back into Licorice. And Caps and Jizuke are running for their lives. Jizuke goes golden for a few seconds, but it will not be enough. Caps gets a reply back as the Nightblue before PewDiePie is left standing. Here comes Sneaky. He gets the shutdown. It's another ace for North America.
Caps held that fight on, because I was about to say that could be game with the way the fight started, because now we have 27-second respawns on Wicked, but the 15 seconds extra it took NA to kill Caps might be enough to save this game. They're going to try to get a lot here.
Oh, this is scary. The inhibitor's falling. North America, they've got themselves a gold lead. They've got themselves a kill lead. They've got themselves a dragon lead. And they've got themselves a Nexus turret. The second is falling. And North America will take down Europe to be the undisputed best LCS in 2018.
LCS plus influencer.
Oh, fantastic stuff there from North America. It was that final team fight. They played it beautifully. Broxah getting outsmited by the mighty Nightblue.
Hey,
that's certainly going into the highlight reel.
World Finals jungler outsmited by Nightblue's YouTube content. Really nicely done. It was crazy. It was chaotic. And it was exactly what we expected.
It was 58 kills.
Yes.
It was your average solo queue game. Very much what we kind of see at the challenger level. But like a lot of props to Jizuke. I thought his Cassio was great. I thought that Wicked being able to come back into the game was great to see. But we saw Doublelift really coming into his own in these late game fights. Sneaky